Now then, welcome back to the channel. Here with Dre, here with Ronaldo. How's it going? Can you have the comments on the screen, please, young William?
Can call me tricep.
Call you tricep.
Look how my tricep looks on this.
Get a screenshot now.
Proper stuff. Anyway, continue.
Yes, Ronnie.
Mate.
Continue.
Oh, my days. Wait till you see XG that comes out tomorrow. He's just dropping.
It's coming out now. It's coming out now.
Wisdom. Sorry,
You're
fix
doing
list
XG
tomorrow. Some of the wibble.
Yeah, I'm good. How are you lot?
Oh yeah, we didn't ask you. We didn't ask Dre how it was.
Nah, you said how's it going? Back at the start. So to try and bring it back onto topic, thought I'd answer the question.
What is the topic? What is success for United this year?
Finishing above Arsenal at this point.
That's not success.
That's not success.
That's not success. I think you've got to, the minimum expectation. Well, actually, is it a minimum expectation? Because I don't even know if we're definitely going to hit it.
No, I'll tell you what. This is actually what it is. Forget trophies. Forget league positions. Forget about what's going on with other teams. Success is seeing a team. Like by the end of the season, if we've got a team that look like they want to play for United, that look like they've got a bit of kind of identity about them, like getting a bit of kind of Ten Hag style into their play, if we can see that and we can see passion, I'd say that's a successful season. I don't think you can argue with that.
I think some will. I think the internet has proved people will argue about anything.
I don't know. I don't know about that. If I think we need silverware. If we don't finish, my perfect scenario is.
Well,
no, listen.
You've got a minimum expectation that, like, because let's say, is Ten Hag going to get sacked this season?
We could do if he is really, really bad.
Well, so if we got relegated, he probably would, right? So you have to then go, okay, if we came 9th, okay, if we come 16th, is he getting sacked? Probably. 15th?
He wouldn't get that far.
So at what point, this is what a minimum expectation is. So what's the minimum expectation? I think the minimum expectation has to be 6th, right? I think he might not lose his job if we come 6th. Although the Glazers have shown you do lose your job if you don't get Champions League football. That's previously been the sort of lay of the land.
I believe that United should be aiming to at least win the Europa League. Because Europa League, you end up doing two things.
Narrow target, that though.
No, I said at least. So it's not a narrow target.
But it's not. I mean, it's a narrow.
Yeah,
it one of the trophies that we're in, we have to win.
It's
that one.
And it's a very hard trophy to win.
But it's the fact that what do we want? You just literally said Champions League qualification is important to the Glazers. If you don't finish in the top 4, which will be difficult this season, what is the way to get it? Win the Europa League.
No, it
is. So you win silverware and then you qualify for the Champions League. So you do two things.
Yeah, but would you take a trophy? So, you know the things I said then about having a bit of an identity and seeing players actually fighting for the shirt and like wanting to be there. Would you sacrifice that for a trophy?
I just so we can do sacrifice that for a trophy.
Yeah. You wouldn't, would you? You'd rather that than a trophy.
Yeah,
if it was
forget the
hypothetical.
Glazers, in a way.
Ideally, you want both. Ideally. But you might not be able to get both. And what I'm saying is I'd rather not win a trophy and see those things. Do you get me? Even if we finish 8th.
What I want to do is I want to get the definitions defined here because I think we're talking across without really getting it nailed down. Okay. I think there has to be, what's the minimum you're going to accept? And then what do you consider success? Because I would say the minimum I expect is an identity and a turning of the corner in terms of the way we play, right? Which I think is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Then what is success? Well, success can only be silverware, but I actually think it could probably also be a top 4 finish. So I would call a top 4 finish or silverware successful. Oh no, a top 4 finish and silverware successful. Because I think if we win the FA Cup and come 6th, no one's calling that a success.
Yeah.
The minimum I expect, though, has got to be that identity, style of play, and progress. There has to be a progress in the way we play. It can't start great in pre-season and fucking disintegrate to nothing by the end of May. It has to do the opposite. It has to, we have to see, progress every 2-3 months. Like, we're doing that now.
Nah, because football's not linear, is it? Like, we saw that. We see that with, like, Ollie and stuff. But, yeah, I'd agree with that. If we finish top 4 and win a trophy, that's definitely success. Coming from where we were.
Minimum is the style and identity.
Yeah, and I don't care about
You literally said FA Cup and finishing 6th is not success, which is the reason why when I mentioned silverware, I said Europa League, because if you win the Europa League and finish 6th, what do? You get the same achievement as finishing top 4.
No, but I'm saying, winning the Europa League is such a, small target to aim for. I don't mean small in the I mean, it's literally like a hard let's just win that. Like, you can't just say, let's just win that.
I didn't say let's just win that.
No,
I
no,
said,
but-
that's not how I said it.
So what's your minimum expectation?
My minimum expectation is obviously what you've said should be, as in an improvement, like a sense of direction, a style, players seeming to play for the shirt. I just want more performances like I saw against Liverpool. And the Glazers being gone, obviously.
That would make
Do you know what I mean?
That
So,
would make this season the most successful season
Exactly.
ever.
But
If they go, actually
But
would.
still, I'm thinking, if we're looking like, right as of now, we don't look likely to finish top 4, really,
No.
to be honest. It's going to be very, very, very difficult. I think finishing top 4 will be harder than winning one of the other trophies.
Perhaps. Someone's got Howson, you had alluded. What? For defining things. I haven't sat here and said we're going to win the league or we're going to win a cup. I've just said, what is success? Success would be winning a cup and finishing top 4. That, I think all United fans will be like, yeah, that was successful. Does that mean that I'm sitting here saying that's what we're going to do? No. Like, I don't know where we're going to finish. Like, I optimistically said we'll finish top 4 because I'd rather be optimistic than, you know. And also, we've still got a week left in the transfer window. It sounds like we might be doing madness to finish off the transfer window, in all honesty.
I just think because we were so poor last season, and we all know that if Ten Hag wants to be successful, he definitely needs time. We've been saying this for ages. We can't expect too much this year. Do you know what I mean? Just because of how low standards were and how long it's going to take him, just a little improvement. Maybe it's not success, but well, I mean, it could be.
I
could
think
be
he
seen as
keeps. I
success.
think any progress whatsoever, he will not lose his job. I don't think. Like, if we do start to see some identity and we finish 5th, right? Is that success? No. Is it going to get him fired though? No, I don't think it is. I think he probably keeps his job, but no one's sitting here, ordering open top buses.
If we,
but I'm just saying, like you said, the Europa League win is a very, very narrow target, etc. I don't see that as being a more narrow target than finishing top 4, if I'm honest.
No, maybe.
I think
It's just
I
a
don't-
longer process to it, isn't it? That's cups are. You need a lot of luck. You don't usually get a lot of luck to finish.
Cup's a longer process than a league campaign.
No, the league's a longer
a
process.
cup's
Yeah.
definitely a more narrow target because say you get to semi-final and you've got like all your key men injured, you lose and you go out. But if you just have that 1 week in the league, you get away with it. Do you know what I
But
mean?
you've also got the flip side of the other teams having that situation, and it's much easier for people to kind of flute their way through a cup and win
Yeah.
than a 38-game season where generally the best team wins.
Exactly.
Because it's spread out so much over a long course of time.
I think the top 4 thing is it's an achievable goal for us this season, but we're gonna have to see a quick adaptation to Ten Hag's style of play. We're gonna have to be fortunate with injuries in a couple of the key positions because we have no backup. And those are things that are outside of your control. You're asking for a little bit of luck and fortune. But when I look at some of the other teams and look at the teams that have beaten us this year, when you look at Brighton, you look at Brentford, I see those managers with their systems getting greater than the sum of their parts performances. Now, if you just think of United's 11 with the likes of Casemiro, with Bruno, with Eriksen, it's a good midfield three, that. And then you've got whatever we end up with up front with the new signings. Varane and Martinez in defence. If you can start to get more than the sum of their parts performances out of that side, then I would start to back us against like the rest of the top 6. Not necessarily to win all of them, but I think we've shown on Monday night that we can play against teams on the counter, which we're going to need to do because we're not going to be able to dominate the ball yet against them.
So with the situation that we're seeing is United are almost looking like a couple of seasons ago where we might be better against teams that are sprung onto us that we can break out on.
Literally.
But we might struggle more against the teams that are a little bit more organised, a little bit more low blocking is the key term, and then having to break them down and them actually catching us out the other way, which is why I've said I think Southampton might be just as difficult as a Liverpool game.
Yeah.
More just in that's the kind of the way they play. Now it's under
It's
Hassel.
beating them teams. It's beating them teams, which is the thing that's going to take a long time with Ten Hag.
Beating Liverpool on the counter when you don't have the ball doesn't give you any tools whatsoever to beat Southampton away from home where you do have the ball. And the way they press at times might look similar to the way Liverpool press. We just went long.
Yeah, and like think about how much the stadium was bouncing and like those tackles at the start and how much that was getting people pumped. That's not going to happen against Southampton. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, because I think Southampton beat Leicester last game. I think so.
Was it a draw?
I think it might have draw a victory, but I know that they had like 35% possession the whole game. So that's their MO now, and that's what we're going to be dealing with. I think this game against Southampton is going to be a big indicator of whether we actually turn a slight corner or whether the Liverpool game was a little bit of a fluke.
If we can keep a clean sheet and a 2-3 goal cushion against Southampton, I'll be impressed because I'm not thinking that's a possibility actually.
But we can't be shocked. We can't be shocked if we fail to beat them. Do you know what I mean? If we fail to beat Southampton, people can't be shocked.
Well, no, because
the things we've just
they're
said.
almost cut from the same cloth as Brighton and Brentford. The way that those games went could easily be how Southampton goes. We've got some super chats. Let me get into some of those. So we got one up here from Hayden. Says a week ago we had 0 points, bottom of the league, looking at minus 10 goal difference after 3 games. Has that much really changed? 2 out of 3 have been shit. Are we too giddy? I don't think anyone's been
that giddy, to be honest.
No, we're just happy because of what you just said.
Well, yeah, because the chance was that we was going to be on three games 0 points, but we're not.
Like
we're on
Arsenal
3 games 3 points. Josh says
Liverpool.
I'd celebrate. Yeah, well, questions have to be asked about Klopp. Josh says I'd celebrate a League Cup as if it was a proper trophy. I love silverware. Any will do at this stage. Give me a Jose treble any day. You'd take that now.
It is a proper trophy.
Does the Jose treble include the Community Shield?
Yeah.
So we're not getting that.
FA Cup.
We're not getting that away, but we do have the Bangkok Century Trophy, or what the fuck it was called.
See, 1/3 of the way
Yeah,
there.
that's the first one.
Still, but first leg of the treble done. Just got to get the other 2 over the line now.
Can't wait
Ten
to
Hag's
laugh
2-0
at
against
the
Klopp, by the way.
parade with that.
Just so we know.
Ten Hag's what?
2-0 against Klopp.
Is he? This season? Yeah, innit?
Yeah, but I can't
6
wait.
goals.
The thing is, I want Liverpool's turmoil to continue for a lot of reasons, but I also want to see what more excuses Klopp comes up with.
Oh, they're off.
Someone's been compiling them. They're actually amazing. I don't know what he's going to say next.
I mean, I know Fergie used to come out and say, "Oh, we never lost that game. We just ran out of time."
Yeah, but how often
But
did he say
he's
that?
never said the grass was too dry. He's never come out with some of the shit Klopp's come out with.
I think he's basically moaning for us time wasting. Like, do you know what I mean? He's a proper bad
I'm
moaner.
going to have Kangat, who's been a member for 3 months. We have actually turned on memberships for the YouTube channel as well. So if you want to support the channel, you can become a member on here by clicking join below. And there's a video about to go up from Saturday, behind the scenes vlog as well. If you want to check that out, that's coming out in a minute. Well, as soon as this is over, actually.
Notch made a good point there. He says how fourth, how important is fourth? Like, why is coming fourth success? And he does have a point, because think about last season, right? Finishing the Champions League, we just went out. And when was the last time? Even the season when we beat PSG, we just went out the next game.
Doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. It's about money, revenue, and enticing players.
Prestige of playing.
And then build,
Prestige
and then
of playing
build
in the Champions League. You're getting 6 games in the Champions League. Yeah. It might be against Bromby and whoever for half of them, but you're getting them 6 games. It's being in that competition. It's like
Instead of Bromby reserves in the Europa League.
people who want to play in the Premier League. They're not asked who they play for in the Premier League. They go, Premier League. You got relegated. You play for West Brom. Premier League player.
True.
So you get that factor. And you saw it very clearly with Frankie de Jong this year. I want to play. He wasn't like, I don't want to play for United. He was like, I don't really want to play in Europa League.
Yeah, but I think when you just strive to finish top 4, it's just too short-term sighted. Just sort the foundations out, and that'll come.
But it is sort of one of those minimum kind of expectations. The thing is, it's hard in England because it's harder in England than some countries because of how densely packed our top 6 is, really. Where some countries you can just rock up and finish 4th and it's not a drama, or 3rd even, and you're in because there's not many places have 4 spots. But the finishing 4th should not be an achievement, and it should not be a goal at the start of the season. Unfortunately, the financial constraints on teams, and it's literally written into our sponsor contracts. We get paid 25% more if we're in the Champions League. You can't deny that it is a factor, and clubs, Manchester United and potentially Arsenal recently being 2 of them, finishing inside the top 4 is literally considered a part of your job.
Something Arsenal haven't done since 2015.
Maybe even more so than winning the league. I think there's probably more emphasis placed on coming 4th than winning the league.
So that money covers the money that the dividends.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily agree with it. I don't agree with it. but you got to admit that's the...
Yeah. It's just like, what I'm trying to say is like, all these things of a trophy, a top four, like, yeah, I mean, you can look at success like that, but we are so fucked. We just have to go back to the foundations, and we need to think, are the players wanting to be here? Forget about Champions League. Forget about Europa League. Are we starting to get a bit of a Ten Hag style of play in the team? These are the things that are going to lead to long-term success.
Yeah.
And us finishing the Champions League year after year instead of a year on, a year off. But even in that year, when we do finish in it, we just go out. We want to be in it every year, and we want to start actually doing well in it.
But as I said, you got to be in it to go out.
You do.
I'd rather be in the Champions League and go out than not be in the Champions League.
Yeah, that's
Do you know
true,
what I mean?
actually.
So
yeah, no, I agree with that.
it's one of them. As United are obviously in a rebuild. We can't have extremely high expectations, but sometimes you have to actually look at the squad we have and the one that we've accumulated with the addition of Casemiro, with Varane, with Martinez coming in. And some of the players, we should be doing better than we have been doing anyway the past couple of years.
Especially
and it's
now.
quite hard as a United fan to dampen your expectations to be like, oh, I don't care about top four, or I don't care about silverware. We just need to look like we're doing well, and look like the team's happy, and look like there's a style. That obviously does need to happen.
There is a designation for top four.
But there's still a designation as a United Football Club for some level of success, some literal success,
Yeah, I
as
agree.
in finishing qualification or getting some silverware. You can't just be like, rebuild, even though it's necessary. I feel like they need to go hand in hand almost, like a little bit of a merger.
No, I hear
So like
that.
you rebuild and you kind of gain progression in style and the way it's the club's run from the top, and then it kind of merges into United improving as well on the pitch. That ends up resulting in us winning something or finishing in the Champions League places.
Yeah.
I think that's what we
Chelsea
want
and
to do.
Leicester are the only two I can think of in recent years that won the league without European football at the time that they won the league. For most other teams that have become competitive, Liverpool was Europa League, then they got back into Champions League spots, then they obviously they had the Champions League final, and then
Yeah.
did they win the Champions League first and then the league, or was it the other way around?
But you trying to say because that team were in the Champions League, they were able to attract the players to then go?
No,
on
I'm
and
just
win?
saying that the linear nature of the progress. You don't often see a team finish 12th and then win the league.
Mm-hmm.
Leicester being a massive thing of that, and then I think Chelsea was the last one. They finished outside of Europa places under whoever it was, but Conte won the league without midweek football. And that's the last time I think that happened. 94 points, I think, off the top of my head. It doesn't happen like that for most clubs to be competitive, to start being in that mix. The progress is linear usually. You're going to get closer to winning the league and then closer to winning the league and closer to winning the league. Look at United in the 80s to 90s prior to 93 and winning the league. Fergie comes in 86. I think it's somewhere in this sort of ballpark. It was like 11th, 2nd, 11th, 13th. Wouldn't have survived that now.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was like 6th, 2nd. Like, the progress was there to start then launching the assault on winning the league. Like, you get closer and then you challenge. And I think that's what you've got to go and do. Before we get any further, get your questions in, because we will come to some of those questions in a little bit. But it's smooth sack summer. Still just. There's probably still few sunny days left. And what you don't want with those sunny days is sweaty balls. You don't want sweaty balls.
Oh God, no.
You don't need sweaty balls. It's smooth sack summer. So when you're playing in the summer sun, make sure you escape from pubes to bum. That's right, this summer you need to keep your balls cool while looking hot with Manscaped. The leader in the below-the-belt grooming is making sure we all have a ball this summer by giving our pants partners everything they need to stay fresh. Dive in head first to Smooth Sack Summer by going to manscaped.com. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code XG20. So it's as simple as that. You know all about the Performance Package 4.0. You've seen it on every single podcast that you watch, but you're going to go to manscaped.com right now. You're going to stick in the code XG20 when you get to checkout. You're going to get the 20% off. You're going to get the free shipping because you fucked up and you forgot to buy someone, that special someone in your life, the man that's got everything. You've gone, Jesus, tinny fucking Christ, what can I buy him? Manscaped. Manscaped.com, 20% off. Like, there's all sorts of gift in there. You've got boxes. You've got a travel bag so you can get off the bus thinking that you're arriving at a Premier League ground. That's all the stuff that you need to do. You can sort your nose hair out. You can sort your ear hair out. You can sort your sack out.
I use it on my face. Does a job.
Sack on your face.
Hey?
What?
I do clean it first.
Yeah, and here's the thing, right?
Do what?
They've sent us loads. So I've got one for my face and one for my bum.
You got like an F written on it.
No,
just so
I've
you
got,
know.
because they've sent us the 4.0, but we was previously doing ads for them when they had the 3.0. So
it.
I have the 3.0 now.
So when you get the 5.0, the
Just to give the
4.0
sons.
will become your ball trimmer.
Maybe. We'll have to see how it goes. Maybe I'll start doing my upper arms.
Yeah, go on then.
Manscaped.com, XG20, 20% off, free shipping. If you, look, on a serious note, if you're like, I do need to buy someone a gift, I don't know what to get them, go to manscaped.com. I guarantee they've not got ball trimmers, right? That's the genuine thing, right? For the man that's got everything, what do I buy him? Ball trimmers. If your dad looks like a little fucking gorilla like mine does, tell him it's for his fucking back hair or something. Andy Shaw says, how can the women's team work well structurally but not the men's? Lower level of competition. Being very, very serious, it's quite easy to... we've been talking to some women's teams to try and take them over. And we can take over like a level 3, level 4 women's team like that. So it's actually...
It's for Paddock FC, by the way.
Yeah, a low barrier entry to do well. So if you put a little bit of effort into your women's team, you could probably be champions. Like United put a little bit of effort in, got some wonderful players, and then Casey Stoney, who was a sensational coach, quit, and then like, it fell to fucking pieces. So
Haven't hashtag done that?
yeah, hashtag took over a women's team and a junior academy and a flying. Do you want to slide it over to this side a little bit because it's right behind the camera, I can't see it. So we've got a super chat here from Juan Martinez. Back home safe in BC. Pleasure to meet you all and see Ronnie at the match. Our rundowns including the YouTube membership at the Paddock. We've stopped the rundowns temporarily for about 6 months while I try and get in some sort of shape because we went hard on the rundowns. And yeah, they probably will be, yes. Once the rundowns do return, which probably is next year, we will be doing them. But yeah, what I'm looking at the moment is fitness challenges. Next weekend, I've got Paris 10, and then there's Tough Mudder going to be after that. All those things are getting vlogged and going to be posted either as a Patreon video or on YouTube memberships. Benefits are exactly the same. So if you want to support the channel and you've got a preference or not got a preference, join as a YouTube member or join as Patreon. It's entirely up to you, but the benefits are entirely the same. So getting a mixer with it. Christmas special, says Brian Casey. Yeah, maybe we'll do a Christmas special rundown. We can do that. HD Analam says, let's get Old Trafford bouncing. Love the team, love the football. Push on next year. Champions League or a trophy is a bonus. We push on. Satish says, watching from Nepal. Pretty late at night over there now, isn't it? If we played with passion, we can qualify for a Champions League spot and win other available silverwares. I think it's achievable. Like I think the problem is we've had our expectations smashed against the rocks in recent years, and because we've had our expectations smashed against the rocks, any sort of positivity, you kind of just go, "No, we're not going to fucking do it, are we?" And then we don't. We always look at our team as being one that's going to play under its ability rather than to its level. I think if it plays to its level, I think we'd be okay.
Yeah, a lot of underachieving. Like, I mean, we know that the quality of the squad, especially last season, was pretty poor. We got found out, but there was a lot of underachieving going on as well.
Now, it also showed, though, that we've got a squad capable of a performance. So, in a way, I was looking at the Liverpool game and thought, we won. We played great, but it made me slightly more annoyed at the previous 2 games.
Really?
Because it showed what the team's actually capable of.
Do you know what it made me feel? It made me feel like, you know, when we were like sick, so like I'm talking like 2007, and we used to lose to Liverpool every now and again. It made me think that like the tables had turned. It was us playing against our big rivals as the underdog and getting the win and being so happy. But like, at the end of the day, they'll probably finish above us.
Yeah, and that might be the case.
Quite pessimistic, but I had that thought.
You have to go through that stage to get to the next stage. They had it when we was winning title after title after title. How many times did they beat us? They used to beat us all the time. Scouts busting in the 80s. We used to always beat them, but they were winning the leagues and European Cups. Do you think they'd swap with us?
Scouts bust.
Yeah, I mean City. Shit, when we did the double, didn't we lose? Didn't City do the double over us the year we won the Champions League?
Yeah, they beat us the season when we had the old kits on for the 50 years of Munich.
Yeah.
Was it like 3-1 or something?
Do you know what I mean? Like, are you swapping that, doing a Champions League double for losing
it just
the
shows
derby?
that the tables
Does losing the derby hurt? Yeah, undoubtedly. Was winning the double top.
I think there's also a potential that this could be a really weird season. Like I think
we have no idea the impact the World Cup's going to have.
I think this season is going to be extremely weird. Like there's going to be a lot of shocks, surprises, surprise packages, and I think it's going to be quite unpredictable, to be honest. I don't know whether we don't know whether Liverpool are actually going to fall out of the top 2 this season. Don't know who's going to break into that.
Imagine it's Spurs.
But we also don't know what team's going to ascend into that kind of top 6, top 7, because obviously West Ham have started quite badly as well.
Yeah, it don't look like it's going to be Leicester either. They look fucked.
People assume it might be Brighton and Newcastle, but
Newcastle could be the one. Bit of positivity around them, momentum. Like I said, we know that they're investing a lot into the off the pitch stuff. Does that start to pay dividends for them more than their on-field recruitment, which has been okay, but it's not been mind-blowing?
That'll be more long-term though. That.
Maybe.
But it makes the club more attractive though if you look at it and see that things are like running smoothly.
Momentum's a big thing, man. You never know. Like if everything's going perfect for them off the pitch, it might start to show on the pitch for them.
I think it could be a year where, like, you know the year Liverpool won the league, where there was a top 1, then there was a second, and then there was like a top 3 after that.
Clusterfuck.
I think it could be like that. I think it might be City, and then maybe Spurs. Spurs might be that middle team that sort of bridged the gap, and then there might be your Liverpools, your Chelseas, your Uniteds. Arsenal. It could be like that.
Ed T says fixture congestion and a mid-season World Cup. Someone was telling me they're trying to move the start date of the World Cup as well, so Qatar can actually open it, which is normally the case, isn't it? So why that's not been scheduled like that, I don't know. But there is a Champions League fixture 8 days before the World Cup starts.
That's mad.
Yeah, so it's going to be an absolute shit show.
And I think the return fixtures after is it's not that long either.
It's like the day after the final.
No, it's a week after. You got Boxing Day fixtures, so like people are going to come home, have Christmas, and then be like, anyway, back to work.
Sunday
chaos, man.
Sunday
So
Joel
much
says,
football.
"Can Anthony play this weekend?" We've not signed him yet.
Yeah, do you know, Anthony doesn't actually play for Manchester
Anthony
United.
Elanga,
As it stands, we might be able to
Anthony
field
Martial.
3 Anthonys up front.
That'd be so funny.
Anthony Elanga, Anthony Martial, and Anthony.
So
That's going to
good.
get confusing.
That's going to be confusing.
Anthony is where I want you at the corner, okay? And then Anthony, this is where I want you at the corner, okay? And then obviously Anthony, you come at the back post. And they'll go, huh?
So like Anthony, 3 people.
Anyways, on that note, short, sharp one. Apologies, we had some technical issues upstairs doing the fixture list. But stay tuned for that tomorrow if you want to have a bit. We'll have a bit of a chat on MMA.
Quality over quantity.
Dig into Arsenal as well. So for obvious reasons, you want to come and check that one out. But from Dre, from Ronnie and me, go check out Manscaped. Link for that will be in the description. XG20, so your pubes don't have to look like United season last season. And we'll see you in the next one. Laters.
Real fan ownership, real fan input, real fan change, real fan power. 50 plus 1, we can go better than that. 100 plus none. Download our app, view the free content, read about the club, that's fine. But if you want more, become a member. To vote, to go behind the scenes, to make an impact, interact with a global community around the world, influencing how we grow, where we play, club ethics and values. The more members we have, the faster we grow. Support the club, run the club, own the club. This is ours and no one will take it away. The future is in all our hands.